on our main card for UFC 254, taking place on ESPN Plus starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for those on the Eastern Seaboard of the United States. In the UFC middleweight division, we've got Phil Megatron Hawes taking on Jacob Malkoun.
Malkoun, obviously, he's 4-0, I believe, and it's a bit of a tough one for him because obviously both fighters are making their UFC debut, I believe. But I think Hawes has definitely fought the tougher competition in this one. It's certainly early days to sort of pinpoint where Malkoun is best at. He's got a couple of decision victories and a technical knockout in there as well. So he's very early on in his MMA career, but he's in his early 30s, mid-30s, I believe, whereas with Hawes, he's been knocking on the UFC door for a while, I believe, so, in my opinion. And I think just certainly his explosiveness from the get-go, I think he will manage to get the job done. I just think Hawes has certainly fought the tough competition. And for Malkoun, I just don't think it's going to be the best days at the office for him. As I said, Hawes is very explosive. He's very talented, in my opinion. He's just got a ridiculous amount of strength in those hands. I think he gets it done early on. He'll be looking to impress on his debut. And what better way to do it than on the main card of Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje? I think he gets it done early as well. So I'm going to go for a Hawes via first round TKO.
I'm kind of sick of agreeing with you so much, James.
Sorry.
No, I just think it's because you're smart. It's okay. I really like Phil Hawes. I like his power. I like his background a little bit about overcoming some adversity, losing to get on the Ultimate Fighter, losing in his first attempt at the Dana White Contender Series, and then putting together a nice win of a 4-fight winning streak against somebody who just, I don't know. You'd have to be 4-0 in the UFC on a main card, really to make me feel like you belong there. You'd have to blow me away with some 4 ridiculous knockouts or something like that. And Malkoun just doesn't have that. And I just think Phil Hawes, he starts fast. I like that he starts fast. I like that he finishes strong. He's a finisher once it gets on the ground. We saw that. On the Dana White Contender Series last month. Hits the big shot, finishes him on the ground. He's got that killer instinct. I am going to take Phil Hawes via first round knockout, grounded pound after he drops him.
He didn't just lose his first Contender Series. He got knocked out. Chris Tucker Friday. You got knocked up. And what was crazy though, he was winning that fight. He was dominating that fight, and he gassed. That's it. I like to look at these fights, and I always like to see how can the underdog win. I'm going to give credit for the Malkoun. He does train with Robert Whitaker, so he's got some good training partners. I watched a couple of his fights. He's straightforward. He throws hard shots. He throws kicks. He's aggressive. Once again, there's levels to this game, and Phil Hawes is way more athletic. He's way more powerful. I think the only drawback is going to be his gas tank. But I just think he's just going to overwhelm Malkoun, and I think this fight is over. And I honestly think it's going to be over in the first round by Hawes, by KO.
Wow, damn! So we got a sweep of Hawes over here, huh? That's pretty crazy.
I'm not sleeping on Malkoun. Like I said, I watched his videos. I just think there's just not enough on him. That's the only thing.
Sugarcoating it.
I tried to find a reason because I wasn't impressed with his last Contender Series on Phil Hawes. I think they kind of fed him.
I feel it. Phil Hawes. Hey, Burner, I don't know if you got Google over there. You probably do. But could you research this and see if Jacob Malkoun is Whitaker's boxing coach or striking coach or something? I believe I heard something like that. So
I know. I'll look it up for you. Yeah. Interesting. Tapology usually is the best site for stats on fighters, and they don't have an age, a last weigh-in weight, or a reach listed for Malkoun. So he really doesn't have any pro stats coming out of any promotions anywhere regional even.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's a ghost in the system, bro. He's a great.
Yeah, there's no data on him. Let's see.
But while you're looking that up, let me just talk about him a little bit. So Jacob Malkoun, 4-0, 6'1", 185. He's the plus 220 underdog here. He's got a strong jab. He'll pump it out there. Good overhand right, straight right. He's super comfortable on the feet. He likes to use combinations to close the distance. And he really likes to manage the striking range well. He should have the technical advantage in the striking, in my opinion, for this matchup. But he doesn't have the best takedown defense, which is definitely going to come into play for this matchup. He'll use guillotines to reverse the position when he does get taken down. He'll mix it up and go for takedowns of his own, but he's not a wrestler by nature. He's got some decent ground and pound, and he definitely has the better cardio. Like Jason was alluding to, Phil Hawes, who gassed terribly, and I seen him gas a couple times in a couple different fights. And not only that, Scott Shelvach, who you mentioned earlier, Jason, pointed it out to me that not only does he gas, but he almost looks like he gives up a little bit in there. And I don't like to see that from fighters when things get tough. You know, they're kind of looking for a way out. But he's the minus 270 favorite. He's a good wrestler, Iowa State NCAA wrestler. He'll go for the single leg. He's got good ground and pound, good control from the top, big power in his overhand rights, nice calf kicks, short elbows when he's breaking the clinch. But I think what it comes down to in this fight is his gas tank. And is he going to be able to put away Jacob quickly? Is he going to be able to take him down with ease? Is it going to be a struggle? You know, how is that going to play out? Because if it is going to be a struggle and it does go past the first round, I just see Jacob striking being on another level than Philip, even though he hasn't, you know, maybe faced the UFC level caliber fighters. He's over here training with Robert Whitaker. Potentially, maybe he's the coach. I don't know. But
training partner.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so he's in there with him. You know, he's in there with him on a daily basis. That's awesome. I'm glad that you guys found that out. So that only solidifies even more so in my pick, which is the underdog, Jacob Malkoun. I think he's going to TKO him after Philip Hawes inevitably gasses out. I think he's going to be able to survive the initial onslaught of his wrestling and ground and pound. Maybe he loses the first round, and then after that kind of takes over with the striking. So give me the underdog.
I don't think that's a bad pick at all, honestly. After watching his fights,
I made a bet on it. So.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't think that's bad at all. Even though I think Hawes is going to win, I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
So the story that we've got for Jacob Malkoun, he is not the coach. However, he is, the main striking sparring partner for Robert Whitaker. The reason that he signed to the UFC is in our previous iteration of Fight Island, he went with Robert Whitaker as like a cornerman training partner situation and cut down to middleweight without being signed to the UFC, and like did the whole like, hey, Dana, I'm here with Robert. Like, I'm great. I want to fight. So it seems that being Robert Whitaker's training partner since 2015 is directly the reason why he is like, he went to Fight Island as a training partner, got signed to the UFC, and now is coming back. His coaches were
happening with Hamzat too, his homie who fought last time. He got the W last weekend, so that's pretty crazy. You know, if you're a UFC fighter friend, you could just tag along and be like, yo, Dana, in slot.
And he is 3-0 as a professional boxer in Australia.
Exactly.
And the reason that he has so few fights, it sounds like people are ducking him, which is a real thing. I don't doubt that. You know, in those regional MMA circuits, you get these big beastly guys and everybody slides out of their fight because, you know, if you work as an accountant during the week, you don't really want to get your shit beat. So if you look and see you're about to fight a guy that's definitely going to the UFC, I mean, I get it. You know, it's not worth it. Like, I get it. You gotta drop out. But it sounds like that's happening to him a lot, where he's getting matched up with regional guys and they end up canceling it. You see that happen I've noticed you see that happen with women's fights an incredible amount. If there's a girl that is like a really good boxer or something, she'll have like 25 canceled bouts where it's just like, nope, every week.
People say yes, and then they do their homework and go, nope.